Welcome to Chapter 1, Lesson 4, Powers of Monomials. Our objective or learning target for this lesson is to use laws of exponents to find powers of monomials. And good news, woohoo, no vocabulary for this lesson. So we're going to move right into our key concept. Our key concept for this lesson is its key concept is power of a power. Words, to find the power of a power, multiply the exponents. So looking at example, it's 5 to the second, and then all that's to the third power. So what you're going to do is the base stays the same, and you just take 2 times 3, which is 6, so 5 to the 6th power. Then in algebra terms, you have a to the m power in parentheses to the nth. Base a stays the same. You take your m times your n. Okay, let's put that in examples so we can start learning power of the power. First example shows us 8 to the 4th, all to the third power. So what we're going to do, our base 8 stays the same. That's the only base we have there. 8 stays the same. We take 4 times 3, which is 8 to the 12th power. That's all there is. That's all we need to be doing for right there. We're simplifying. Our next one, we have k to the 7th in parentheses. That's to the 5th power. Once again, our base k stays the same. We take our 7 times 5, and we have k to the 35th power. And that's all we are asking you to do. Now we're going to look at one more example. Now we have 3 to the second inside parentheses to the third power. That's in brackets. That's all to the second power. So we added one more factor. What do we do? Same thing. We have our 3 as our base. We take our 2 times 3. We're going to multiply that times 2. We keep our base 3. 3 times 2 is 6. Times 2 is 12. And that's all there is to it. Get any questions, write them down. Draw a big question mark if you have one. Or review the video. Go back, watch it again. We'll review it in class. Let's go on. We have one more key concept for this, and we have power of a product. Power of a product, what we're doing basically is words. To find the power of a product, find the power of each factor and multiply. So what we're doing here, we have our example, 6x squared all to the third. We're taking that 3 and multiplying, and we're going to factor it to each thing in there. We have our 6. So we have 6 to the third, 6 to the third power, and then we have our x squared to the third power. So if you take x to the third, or 6 to the third power, excuse me, we end up with 216. Then x to the second, parentheses to the third power. Once again, you multiply the 2 times the 3, that gives you x to the 6th. So you end up with 216 x to the 6th power. In algebra terms, we have ab to the nth power. So you break that down, a to the nth power times b to the nth power. And we're going to do some examples to work them out for you. So here we have 4p to the third, all to the 4th power. What are we going to do? We're going to break that down. This 4 is going to gets attached to the 4, and it also gets attached to the p to the 3rd power. So we have 4 to the 4th times p to the 4th power. So 4 to the 4th power, that's 4 times 4 times 4 times 4, which would, multiplying out, if you have a calculator with you, you end up with 256. And then we have our base p. Our base p stays the same. And we have 3 to the 4th. Once again, looking back at other lessons, exponent times an exponent, we're just going to multiply. 3 times 4 is to the 12th. So you should end up with 256 times p to the 12th power. And at our last example here, we have 2m to the 7th, n to the 6th. Remember, this 5 is going to get attached to the 2. We'll do it different colors. This 5 is going to m to the 7th, and it's also going to n to the 6th. So it's going to break it down like this. N to the fifth times n to the seventh to the fifth power times n to the sixth to the fifth power. So now we're just going to multiply that out. Negative 2 to the fifth power gives us negative 32. And then you're just going to have m, our base m stays the same. And a factor to a factor multiplies, you get m to the 35th. And n, once again, base n, factor, I'll multiply to the 30th. Okay, any questions? Please review the video, write them down, put a big question mark, and we will go over these in class. And now we're going to hit our real-world example. A magazine offers a special service to its subscribers. If they can scan the square logo to a smartphone, they can receive special offers from the magazine. Find the area of the logo. One side of the logo measures 7a to the fourth b. All right. First, you got to remember how to find the area of a square. So it's a square. Finding the area, the inside. This is the same. These are the same. S times S gets you the area. We have area equals S squared. So one side they gave us, the one side measurement is 7a to the fourth b. So we're just going to plug this in for S. So it's going to give us 7a to the fourth b squared. So now, like our last example, remember the 2 goes to everything inside the bracket. 2 is going to go to the 7. It's going to go to the a to the fourth as well as the b. So we'll have 7 squared times a to the fourth squared times b squared. 7 squared is 7 times 7, which is 49. A stays the same. Remember, 2 factors next to each other. That we're going to multiply. 4 times 2 is 8. We have b squared. So that's going to be our answer, 49, a to the 8th, b to the 2nd. If they don't give you any form of measurement, it's units squared. Area is always squared. Okay. Any questions, please review the video, write down any questions, put a question marks, and we will go over them in class.